There are very few universally popular drivers in motorsport. The two that I can think of on the top of my head are Kimi Raikkonen and Lando Norris. And today we're talking about one of Mika's fellow countrymen and replacement at McLaren when he took his sabbatical in 2001, and he's still yet to announce his retirement, to be fair. Of course, I'm talking about Kimi Raikkonen, the most experienced F1 driver ever, the most recent Ferrari world champion, and still has the motivation to compete at the pinnacle of motorsport at 41 years old and still perform at the level required. But I know why you're here. It's Kimi we're talking about, one of the biggest characters in sport and one of the funniest, by being straight up with every answer, no matter what the question is. But of course this changes when he has the drink. I'll break this video down into two pieces: Kimi the personality and Kimi the driver, because when you put the two together you have one of, if not the most popular driver in F1 history. Kimi Raikkonen is one of the funniest people in the world, and I think everyone can agree on that, without ever really trying to be funny. Kimi doesn't like interviews. According to him via the Ask Me Anything he did over on Reddit, he doesn't like interviews where he always gets asked the same boring questions over and over again. So the question could be an English essay long and he'll just respond with "wah" and a word or two after that. Imagine if Walter Costa asked him a question. I need to see that at some point. Here are my two favourite off-track Kimi Raikkonen moments. Firstly, when he had to retire from the 2006 Monaco Grand Prix due to an engine failure, instead of going back to the paddock, he went straight to his yacht to be with his friends and have a drink. And would you guess, my other favourite off-track Kimi moment is drink related, from the 2018 FIA prize giving ceremony where Kimi went to collect his third place trophy for the driver's standings that year. This seems to be where Ferrari finally gave him the drink he was asking for in Hungary that same year. But now we get to the second part of this video, Kimi the driver, and what a driver he is. And we're going to look at his entire Formula 1 career so far and what is so special about it. Raikkonen entered Formula 1 as a 21-year-old with only 23 car races to his name. Many people were critical of Sauber's choice to sign Kimi, including the FIA president at the time, Max Mosley. But I really couldn't give one about what Max Mosley thinks, to be honest with you. Despite being asleep half an hour before the start of his first ever F1 race, Kimi scored a World Championship point on his debut, and this was back when points were only given for the top 6 finishers. He also had 3 more points finishes and 8 finishes inside the top 8 throughout the year, and impressed Ron Dennis enough to sign him at McLaren for the 2002 season. McLaren had a rather disappointing year, but Kimi grabbed his first ever podium in Formula 1 at the opening round in Melbourne. 2003, however, was a completely different story. Raikkonen won his first ever F1 race at Malaysia and fought for the world title in only his third year in F1, finishing runner-up to Michael Schumacher by just 2 points, all with the same chassis McLaren used in 2002. Not bad for someone who wasn't ready. 2004 was another season of bad luck and poor reliability from Kimi, but he did win at Spa, and the following year he would fight for the title again in 2005 in my favourite F1 car ever, the McLaren MP420. Just look at it. It's beautiful. But although it was the fastest car on the grid, it was also very unreliable again, which meant that he finished runner-up again, this time to Fernando Alonso. There are 2 highlights though that I want to mention. First, winning the Monaco Grand Prix after taking pole by half a second. That's about a year in F1. And of course, his incredible victory at Suzuka, where he overtook Giancarlo Fisichella on the final lap to take the checkered flag from 17th on the grid. This is still considered to this day to be Raikkonen's best ever win. He also won Autosport's International Racing Driver of the Year award for 2005. With 2006 being another disappointing year, Kimi decided to leave McLaren and replace the retiring Schumacher at Ferrari for the 2007 season. He won his first ever race for the Scuderia and took his first and only world title at the final round in Brazil by 1 point, and to this day, Kimi Raikkonen is still Ferrari's most recent world champion. 2008 wasn't quite at the level of the previous year for Kimi, but he did still finish third in the championship and took the most fastest laps during the course of the year. And then in 2009, the Ferrari F60 was the definition of a dog of a car, and only won a single race at Spa at the hands of Raikkonen, where he won for a 4th time there and therefore received the nickname the king of Spa. He then left F1 for 2 years, trying a bit of rallying and NASCAR during that time, but came back in 2012 for Lotus, and he lost none of his speed that he had before, finishing third in the championship on his comeback and won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And he also gave us one of the most iconic team radios in history in that same race. 2013 started off well, with a win at the opening round in Melbourne, just like in 2007, and podiums were regular. But Kimi left Lotus after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where he won the year before, due to not getting paid by the team, and did not compete in the final 2 rounds of the season. Raikkonen would reunite with Ferrari for the 2014 season, but the F14T was awful. It had the worst power unit on the grid, 2020, and wasn't great in the corners either. And while the years after were more positive, he was beaten by Sebastian Vettel every year and was a clear number 2 driver. In 2018 though, Kimi got one last win at the US Grand Prix after driving a perfect race, and he once again finished third in the championship. He then returned to Sauber, now Alfa Romeo Racing, for the 2019 season, which is the team he's still at to this day, and has shown that he has still got it, even at 41 years old, and still can bring out moments of brilliance, like at the Portuguese Grand Prix, where he overtook 10 cars on the opening lap, leaving everyone near speechless. And that is Kimi Raikkonen, an amazing character, a fantastic racing driver, and someone who is popular amongst all F1 fans. That is why Kimi Raikkonen is so special. Thank you for watching this video. The support recently has been nothing short of mental. I've gained nearly 400 subscribers since the last video, and I really appreciate it, so thank you so much. If you do enjoy my content, I really appreciate if you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, goodbye.